Hey y'all, we are back after two, three, I don't even know how many weeks off. Um, yeah, it's been a little while, been like 3 weeks. Um, as you can see, I have my daughter in the video tonight. She will only be here for part of the time because my wife will come get her shortly. I don't know what she might scream. If she screams, I'll mute myself. But tonight it's just Cyrus and I. Kevin is unavailable this week. He's got a lot going on with work and other things. Drew is in the last week of college, so he's going to enter the real world in literally a week. He was supposed to join, but picked up a shift or they called him in. I don't know. Drew, you're going to have to explain yourself via text message to us once you hear this audio. Um, but yeah, that's where we're at. So it's just Cyrus and I tonight. Should probably go through things pretty quickly, maybe,
Yeah,
depending on how we go. But we're also old and tired, so we'll probably be done in like 20 minutes and be like, dead to the world.
I played golf yesterday, and I had I had other things to do Monday night, but I played golf in the morning, so
Oh,
I'm a
aren't
little
you
bit.
fancy?
Well, listen, it was my birthday, so
Yeah, you're officially super old.
yeah, officially.
Are you 50 now?
No, 2 more years.
Oh, God. Wow, you are really like,
It's funny, I don't feel or look 48, so I'm good for that.
that's true. I don't
You know?
feel or look 37,
Yeah,
36. I
now you
don't know
just
how old I am.
make me feel bad.
I'm 36. I will be 37 this year. Yeah, there we go. There we go. That's the numbers. I'm like, wait, wait. Okay. Um, yeah, so tonight we're just gonna go through the normals.
Yeah.
Let's just start with what's going on in the world of sports.
Yep.
Let's start off with the sad news first because it's always easiest to
Yeah.
do that. Um, John Collins, who is the first openly gay
Yeah.
NBA basketball player, sadly passed away today from glioblastoma, stage 4. I've seen like an article on him maybe a couple months ago
Yeah.
that they were saying they were trying some experimental cancer treatments and whatnot to see if it would prolong his life or help his life.
Yeah.
Sadly, like majority of those treatments are experimental because
Yeah.
they will work or they won't work, and when they don't work they try to figure out what was wrong and hopefully help somebody else. So sad for his family and his loved ones, but he's in a better place, pain free.
Yeah.
Um, and we can all remember him for really breaking that barrier. Um, God, it feels like forever ago when he did that. So, hopefully we can keep seeing players like himself come out
Mhm.
and keep making that impact because hey, it
Yeah.
doesn't matter who you are. If you're good at a sport, that's all that matters to us as fans. We're happy to watch you out there, but we're also, you know, sad to see somebody pass away at only 49 years old.
Yeah.
So,
And I mean, and on another note, which I mean, that is super sad. There was there's no people who watch the podcast and know that I live in Mount Laurel, New Jersey. If anybody's been recently looking at the news, over this past week, there was a death of a high school freshman,
well,
by a car accident, and they say he was. I mean, I honestly, I think I actually coached. No, he was on my son's. He wasn't on my son's. He was his brother who was on my son's baseball team at some point, and we sort of knew the family. I don't pretend to really know them like that. I just I know of them. I know of most people. Like, and as I tell everybody, I know a lot of people, and sometimes I get to know you really well, but um just the circumstances are really bad how it happened, and I just feel bad for the family because he seems like it was a good kid,
that's sad.
and but it just the same thing as Mr. Collins. Like, you never know when that end is coming, and then the best thing is to live your life to the fullest, and you know
Yep. No, I agree.
remember the great times that you had, and just know that as long as you're pain free, and
Hmm.
that's all we we care for you and care for the family and stuff like that. So
Yep. Well, let's get off the somber note.
yeah,
Go talk about some other things. The WNBA is finally kicked off.
yes,
We
it
weren't even
has.
sure if there was going to be a season, but great games.
Hmm.
I believe every team has played 2 games so far. The Liberty are 2-0.
Right,
Um,
right.
the everyone else, I think the Aces are 2-0.
I think that they're one that no.
They might be 1-1.
Yeah, I was gonna.
Um,
I thought they had a loss the other day. I'm pretty sure.
let's see. I'll pull up the schedule. That always makes life easier, right? Standings. Makes life easier. All right, so here we are. New York and the Valkyrie are 2-0. Chicago, Dallas, Atlanta are all 1-0. Phoenix, Mystics, and Storm and Las Vegas Aces are 1-1. And then the Lynx, Fever, Tempo, Fire, Sparks, and Sun are actually Lynx, Fever, Tempo, Fire, Sparks are 0-1, and Connecticut Sun are 0-2. Um,
Nice.
the crazy part to me is the WNBA, they waive players like it's just like you're picking a new pair of underwear or you're picking your nose. It's such a weird dynamic in my mind because for anyone that's a West Virginia fan,
Mm,
Jordan Harrison made the Portland Fire team as an undrafted free agent. That's a huge feat
yeah.
to,
Did you
because
see that they got rid of the Van Fleet got
yeah,
Van
she's on the
Fleet?
Sun.
No, but yeah, but she was they got rid of her. She was on the Sky at the beginning of the season and they
Yeah.
cut her.
Then they cut her
Which
like after the first preseason game, she came off the bench and scored 20 points on 7-7 shooting. It was perfect. But Jordan Harrison, she had the assist of the week for the WNBA.
oh, the one where she threw behind her back.
Yeah,
That was nice.
and balled out. And then the day later, you're like, oh, we're going to waive you. I'm sorry. You should be, once you get to that point of starting the season, you can't just go and willy-nilly move people around, right? You can't just
Hmm.
start waving people left and right, left and right. Like if someone gets hurt,
Hmm.
you have the opportunity to pick people up. It's not like the NBA does it. They sign you to a 10-day contract, right?
Right.
Okay, make it that. Make it that term. You're on a 10-day contract.
Yeah. I mean this is part of also I know we've me and you've talked about it. I mean that Andrew and Kev have chimed in every now and then, but um it's with these teams when this big contract came around, or this big
The CBA.
the CBA came in, me and you said there's a possibility something like this may happen. Only because there's more money to come around. Like they got rid of Van Fleet, they got rid of Haley Van Fleet, and they brought in Natasha Cloud for $1 million for 1 year.
Mhm.
Like so, we know that these things can happen. It sucks because to your point, you should have something. You should have some backup, like a 10-day contract or whatever it is. The fact that you don't is just wrong,
Yeah.
especially at this stage of the game.
Yeah. Like if you make that roster, you should, in my opinion, be guaranteed half the season. Like if you're
At least.
making the roster, you should have the opportunity to be playing half the season, or, you know, they find a reason to waive you because of an injury, or whatever it is. But you shouldn't be waived after the first game when you're still trying to figure out what your team looks like. And it's not like we can say this is a long season. The season's
Right.
going to be over in 3 months, 5 months,
Yeah.
October, November. Really, like it's over. So you have 5 months.
Right.
You're
Let
playing
me let me ask you a
40
question.
something games.
What would since they're adding three more teams in, was it 3 years?
They add three and by 2028.
All right. So let's just say 2 more years. Just how many games do you think they can get in for, just say that everybody plays everybody twice, right? And you play everybody in your conference 3 times. How many
Hmm.
games do you think you could fit in to the small window that they have to play in? Because it's not like it's not like, I mean, right now they're playing when the NBA is playing, so it's not as if they're playing on their own, right? They're playing when the NBA is actually playing now. So how many games do you think they theoretically could fit in?
Theoretically,
Yeah,
you're at 50 at most, I think. Um, and your season is short, so you're going to jam pack your schedule to a minimum of 2 games per week, 3 games maybe, depending on the week.
right.
Um, so your wear and tear is going to
Mm,
go exponentially higher. So
mm,
you need to start the season either when you do and
mm,
extend it into, another time frame, or
mm.
you need to figure out how to break things up a little bit differently. Um, so we'll see. I don't know. I just
Yeah.
don't really like the fact that somebody made the roster and you waive them after the first game. Like you just like I just saw something on Instagram. One of the players for the Atlanta Dream, she
Mm.
was getting on the team bus to go to the game, and she gets waived. What? What?
Like that's not even good business. That's not even that's like telling somebody to come into the office, start working half of the day, and we let you go. Like how
Yeah,
smart is that? Like that's not smart. I mean,
yeah. So it's like, what's the
yeah,
point?
it's yeah.
So, um, all that matters, WNBA is back. We're gonna have more teams in a couple of years.
Yep.
It's good basketball so far. I've caught part of the Liberty game. The first game was a blowout. Didn't even matter.
Mm.
Um, then they had to go to overtime against the Mystics, which was shocking because the
The, My-
Mystics
the Mystics aren't horrible.
they're
See,
not good.
well, they're not horrible, but I mean, and that's where that's why I asked that question because right now, if they can fit a number of games in, just imagine imagine game 40 out of 50.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And you got to play it. You got to jam pack 3 month schedule or 4 month schedule. You know, season
It's a
ends in
lot.
yeah, season is July. You got a jam pack schedule from May to July.
Yeah,
I like what does that game look like? And you're trying to keep a standard.
yeah,
But I exit to your point. The games have been great so far. I hope they continue to be that way. But I think they're going to have to, and we both said it. I think they're just going to have to work on finding a happy medium with everything,
yeah.
with players and you
The
know,
CBA is going to come up in 5 years, and they're going to redo it again. And I don't know. We'll see where they stand at that point. And the players will probably ask for less games because, man, the NBA wants less games, and pathetic.
yeah. Here's the deal: the NBA also plays almost 100 plus games. So I mean, not
They
unless
play 82 games a season. I don't want to hear, unless you play in the playoffs, then yes, if you can at max
well,
pay
let's just again, and so let
28 more games, so you're at
right.
110 games a season.
I'm agreeing with you, but I'm just saying at least their argument holds a little bit of weight. Like you're playing, and just imagine if you're a team that plays in the playoffs every year up to the conference or the finals itself. That's a lot of basketball in a couple of
Yeah,
years.
but
So
guess
I
what?
mean,
You're getting paid millions of fucking dollars to,
that's what I'm
to go
saying,
play a sport.
and that's said. There's part of a legitimate gripe. If you're the WNBA, you don't even play a 7 game series. I think the most they play is a 5 game series.
Five,
Yeah,
5 game series. Yep.
right. So you're not even playing. You're not even playing that number of
And I
games.
think their first round is 3 games.
Yeah, the first round of 3 games.
Yeah. So,
Yeah,
um,
they'll just have
which,
to. Yeah,
yeah, so we'll see.
yeah.
Talking NBA though, we have the NBA playoffs going on.
Mhm.
The 76ers look great against the Celtics because they used their force against the big guys. Um, and Tatum hurt his calf and couldn't play in game 7, which I'm sorry. I don't care. It comes back to the old thing I just said.
Mm,
If you're out there and you get hurt,
mm,
but you're still walking, you're still fine, you can run. As we all saw it, game 6, when he did tweak it, he went
mm.
back out and played.
Right.
The hell did you do? Like, they were like, oh, he rested to this. Okay. bro, even if you're out there as a damn distraction, do something. Like, that's the mentality I think majority of Celtics fans have was like, if you're healthy and you just played 16 games coming off a torn Achilles and dominated, you're letting this stop you, and it's the other leg. Like that's to me the issue for the Celtics. But
Yeah.
there's other big issues with the Celtics. They don't have a center. They don't have this. They don't have that. I can't wait for them to
I
trade.
I
All the
think
fun
that
stuff.
I think that was more or less, I think they just realized that regardless of where they went to the next round, that it was going to probably be not a wrap, but it's going to be close to, it was going to be close to a wrap. If they didn't get something out of the center position, they probably knew that this was probably going to happen. It was probably just one of those preemptive things. Let me just rest my main players. Let's just get everybody healthy, and let's get to the off season where I can make changes to get us back to where we should be at. Because remember, this year was supposed to be a throwaway year, right?
Yeah,
It was supposed to be a throwaway year. We're not worried. If we win, we win. If we lose, we lose. You know, that's the way it was supposed to be. It's supposed to be a growth year for Jalen Rose, for Jalen Brown. Um, that's what it's supposed to be. Some of the guys they had, they really weren't supposed to trade for Vukovic. They were supposed to keep Simons around. Yeah, what'd I tell you? What did I say? When
I
y'all
liked
got
it when they happened, but then he broke his thumb and couldn't play for like 4 weeks, so that screwed him. Um, but let's talk about the 76ers because they look like a whole different team
after
against the
they,
Knicks.
yeah, they
Like
did.
it night and day. And
Yeah.
the Knicks are good. I don't think they're that good.
Yeah, let's not bash the Knicks on here
No, no, it's not
because
me bashing them. I think
I'm
it's
joking. I'm joking because
but I think it's just that they are a good team,
Mhm.
but I don't think that they're this amazing team that oh, okay. That the
Yeah,
76ers made them look like. Okay, you talk. I have to go take care of this.
yeah.
I'll be
She said that it was enough, Dad.
yeah, Dad, that was enough to talking bashing the Knicks. So everyone talk. Let Cyrus talk about the rest of the NBA playoffs. I'll join back in a minute or two. I'll be back.
Okay. Bye, Maggie. Bye,
Oh,
Maggie.
sweetheart.
So as Mary takes Maggie back to back to mommy. Um, no, I actually understand where he's coming from. I think the Knicks are a very good team, and I've said this in the past. My only thing is that when push comes to shove, I do not believe that Cat can be your focal point of your offense. I don't think he can be your main guy. He can be a second or third guy. I don't think he could be your main guy. Only reason is because he has to play he needs to learn playing consistently on offense and defense. He still gets too many silly fouls. He still takes some really bad shots that you really don't need to take. He takes some chances you don't need to on offense when he just really just make the right basketball play. Again, it's all basketball, bro. So we're not saying that these things don't happen, but these are it's you can't do that. You can't do that when it's game 5 in the finals and it's giving you a chance to win the whole thing. Like you got to be able to keep that up. And I don't like I like the team is I like the team the way they're flowing, the way they're playing, but as Kenny Smith on team on Inside the NBA said, that next round, when you go to the next round, they have something for you because they're a better team. And that I think that's what's going to happen. Those things that a cat are able to do right now because Embiid is hobbled, he's not going to be able to do the next round. And I don't think with the Nobi being the way he is, I don't think he's going to be able to do the things he did because playoff P or non-playoff P is not playing, wasn't playing as well as he should have. He played okay, but he should have been playing better. So that didn't wash each other out. So I don't think that. is I don't think that's going to work in the next round, whoever they may play. I mean, if they do get past the conference one to get to the finals, whatever team they play coming out the West, it's going to be really tough for them. Because they got to play consistent basketball at that point. It's about matchups. You have 7 games to figure it out, and I don't think they stand up to the Jokers or well, not the Joker. He's not in there, but I don't think he stands up to any of the other teams that are coming out of the West. So as he's probably getting ready to come back at some point in time, some other Sixers news is that they got rid of the GM Daryl Morey. Probably a season or two late than it should have been. It should have happened maybe last season or the season before that. It's it just wasn't a good fit. That the way they were trying to get to run this operation, it just wasn't being ran the right way. With all the talent that they had, I mean, there's no reason why they shouldn't have been in the conference finals. And you could say you could blame Embiid, but Embiid's not the problem totally. He's part of it, but he's not the total problem. Um, there's no reason why you trade away Ben Simmons and you get nothing. Um, you get nothing in return. You can say you got Harden, but I mean Harden is Harden up until a certain time of year. I don't. I just don't think as a GM. I think he's great a great innovator. I just don't think he's a championship type of GM. A championship GM technically goes and gets those glue guys. He finds diamonds in the rough where he doesn't have to make these trades. He finds a second round pick that turns into be a solid player. He finds a top 25 pick that nobody really wanted that becomes a becomes your second or your third star player on the team. That that's what a good GM does. A good GM goes out and find a coach that can pull together and play with the players he has. They don't have to go out and get other people. They can he fits his whatever he's doing into the mold of whatever he's got there. I don't know if Nick Nurse is that guy. He seems like he may be, but uh, and he's back with Maggie, who is I guess Luca. I guess Luca needs to go to sleep.
I'm back.
Okay, are we back? What's she okay? Is Maggie okay?
Fine. She just threw up all over me. No, she just crying to cry. Sweetheart, you're okay. Jeez. Andrew, just edit this part out where she's crying and just make it a fun emoji or something. Yeah.
So I was just getting on to the point of Daryl Morey being fired.
Yes. Daryl Morey is gone.
Yeah, I simply said I don't think he was part. I don't think he was wholly the problem. I think Embiid was part of it too, but I think he was fired 2 seasons too late.
Oh yeah, when you trade McCann for nothing, you got rid of Harden, you brought in, sorry, Paul George.
I mean, I think the biggest indictment is when he traded Ben Simmons for basically nothing to basically just to get Harden. I mean, I don't you bought Harden and you brought nothing else back in that trade, just Harden. No
True.
offense, but I Harden is you can't just bring just Harden back for a Ben Simmons who was younger, that was young in his prime, was supposed to be a at the time. Again, I'm not advocating.
Generational player.
Yeah, you. There's no way you didn't come back with you know a couple of first round picks or something. Just nothing of.
Yeah. The
Oh,
life of fatherhood. It's so much
no,
fun.
I know it. Been there,
Yeah.
been there.
Yeah. Um, I agree. I think Embiid's the problem. At this point, if I'm Philly, just keep Vandercombe and Maxey.
Mm,
I would keep Oubre. Honestly, he
I
actually had a
would.
very good
Yeah,
series against the Celtics. He didn't really do much against the Knicks, but also the Knicks were playing stifling defense and playing to their strengths compared to what the 76ers were doing. Um, if I am the 76ers, it's also like the Celtics. Your coach is on the hot seat coming into next season.
yep,
And the reason for that is both coaches during their respective series where they lost did not, you know, be tactile enough or did not change the game plan enough to combat what the issues on the
right.
team. The biggest issue is Embiid is never going to be healthy.
Hmm.
When he's out there, it's great, but he went up against Mitchell Robinson, who Mitchell Robinson is a big-bodied center. He don't give a shit. He's going to body you.
Well,
He's
and
not going to,
yeah, and he's and sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but Mitchell is just athletic. He's not. He doesn't have
yeah,
any real other skills. He's just athletic. I mean, that's it.
he's a
Yeah,
freak. He's an
yeah,
athletic freak. Um, so yeah, I think that's the big thing. I think both coaches are on the hot seat, see what happens.
right.
But then we have the Oklahoma City Thunder, which,
Well, before you move on, let me ask.
yes.
So the question I posed in the chat:
Oh yeah. What was
Would
the
you
question again?
would you if since now this happened, right? If you were to if Nick Nurse was to have this team over again, and say they have some formulation of this team that we have now, right?
Yep.
Do you have Embiid come off the bench or start on your team?
Trade him and get whatever you can for him.
No,
I
I'm
would
just
have.
saying. Just say you
No,
can't
no,
trade him.
no,
If you
no.
can't
That
trade him, you can't
if I
trade him.
can't trade him, then you have him sit the bench because he's Drummond was a better option during this playoff series. He was actually playing better basketball.
So,
Um,
and that was my thought. If you at during the season, if you have him come off the bench, and then we'll move on to the other thing. If you have him come off the bench, you save him for the playoffs where you
mhm.
need him the most. Two, it's now Maxi, Vetch Combs, and well, you're getting rid of Paul. Playoff P has to go regardless
Yeah,
either way.
Paul George is done.
Yeah. So I mean, Oubre is a good guy to keep in that spot where Paul George is at. Now he's not the scorer that Paul George is, but
He's a better defender.
he's a better defender at this point in his career.
Yep.
So I would say that makes his team, like I said, Drummond's a better option right now starting,
And
and
he's a vet that knows what he's doing
right, and
too.
he knows his role. So, and I think that team would get to the second round of playoffs. If Embiid comes off the bench, he now becomes your seventh or eighth man off the bench. He can now give you 20 or 25 off the bench, where you don't have that with most teams.
Right.
Now, the reason I say that is because they really won't be able to get rid of his contract. It's absorbing is crazy. But if you can keep him and you can make him useful and then he doesn't even have to play 65 games. He could play 55 games. You play 55, 60 games. Save himself to the playoffs. He'll be able to play the whole playoffs. You'll have that same rotation. There you go. But again, that's just wishful thinking. I'm not saying that's going to happen. That's just wishful thinking. Like if you had to do it, right? So,
No, I agree.
but
But we'll see.
OKC, yeah, you was talking about
OKC,
OKC.
I, I hate this team.
We all do.
I will come out and say that this is the worst basketball team, basketball wise, I've ever watched in my life. Like it's atrocious. The amount of calls that they get for flailing their arms for, and now granted, they're playing the game that's in the game
I was getting ready to say they're doing
that,
exactly what they're supposed to do. I mean,
but I hate every
I know
moment
I
of it
hate every
because
moment of it. I can't watch
it
it.
it's not basketball.
No,
It is not. It's legitimately a theater. You know, you're flopping, you're throwing your arms up. To me, I still don't know how Shea Gilgeous-Alexander was a top three for the MVP this year. I did not think he had a good year. Jaylen Brown had a hell of a lot better year than SGA. SGA barely even made the cutoff to put for enough games. Um, I hope he doesn't get it. He doesn't deserve it, in my
No,
opinion.
I hope they give it.
Wemby does. Wemby
Honestly,
deserves it.
I was getting ready. Wemby really does deserve it. Wemby's really playing.
Wemby's really good.
Wemby's really, yeah. Wemby's really has
So
really played his
I'm
MVP this year.
I'm a Spurs fan right now, and I'm hoping that Wemby comes out with that aggression that he did to get kicked out of game four
Mm,
for the rest of the playoffs, because if that's what you get, nobody's stopping that type of Wemby.
yeah,
Because Chet Holmgren is literally a little breeze will knock that motherfucker over.
yeah.
Um, all that stuff. So I think the Thunder, like I said, are playing the game within the game, and they're playing very well at it.
Mm,
I can't wait for that team to be completely dismantled in literally a year, because they have too many big contracts. They're going to be above the second apron soon. Um, they have a shitload of draft picks, which is great, so they can shed a lot of things,
mm.
but they're not. This is a team that I just can't stand.
Well, you heard you heard some of these guys like the inside the NBA guys, and I think some of the guys on some of the other some of the other stations have said that their window was only like a five, like it was only like a 3 to 5 year window. Like it wasn't like they were because they already knew that it was, to your point, the contracts are too big, that because like the next round of
This is Celtics
contracts,
from 2 years ago.
yeah, they were.
Contracts too big and all that.
eh, Well, come here. I know you. I know. I'll wait till afterwards. But I was gonna Tara's here, but
She wants to see the baby.
yeah, but she doesn't want to be on. She doesn't want to be on camera.
Okay, we'll tell her when we're done.
No, she could see the baby. She says she's very cute.
Oh, well, thank you. I didn't do anything to do it.
No,
It's
you
all the
didn't.
wife.
No, it's yeah, I know it's all Ashley.
All Ashley, apparently. Yeah, no, I think they're going to get dismantled in about a year, because you just can't pay these guys,
Yeah.
especially some of these guys that are actually playing really, really, really well,
Mm.
um, off the bench or as the other couple starters. They're going to go on and make money.
Well,
And it's not,
those guys are gonna go. Those guys are gonna wind up going just like they did. Remember that Spurs team that had that they had dismantled because they had like, remember Parker, Ginobili, and all those guys. So they
oh,
had
yeah.
everybody there, right? So then all those bench players that were
Yeah, this is
very
the
good,
bench players that just
they
left. Yeah.
yeah, they just left because, and then they got contracts to go play with the Lakers or other teams and
Hmm.
become halfway decent player and continue to make money. That's what's going to happen here. Some of those guys are probably going to wind up going to teams like Chicago and other places and wind up making money, becoming a bigger player than what they
They're
are.
gonna go make some good money. There, I saw
Yeah.
something earlier that the free agent class this year is completely loaded. It's a ridiculous free agent class. Um, so we'll see what happens. We've still got 2 months left, a month and a half left until free agency even starts. So all the craziness will start up shortly. The NBA draft. Apparently, the Celtics are tied to Giannis, which, in my personal opinion, you don't do, because you destroy everything that you're trying to create. But at the same time, I understand where people come from with it, that Jaylen Brown and Tatum can't play together, blah, 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 all that crap.
That's
Sorry.
not really true, but whatever.
Sorry, I
That's
don't
not
need
true.
a star that's
It's
hurt,
not true.
that keeps getting hurt. He hasn't played a full season in a couple of years.
I,
Just
you,
saying. But hey, we'll get to
it,
that. If that happens, we'll get to that.
I'll be honest with you. If you, we'll say this when we move on. If Embiid and Giannis were to go on the West Coast, I think they get a new lease on life. Only because any team they go to is probably going to be a team that's a player away from winning a championship,
Yeah,
and they probably don't have to play major minutes.
I think Giannis goes to Golden State.
And that
That's
fit,
my thought.
he fits perfectly for what they need to do.
Yep.
He doesn't need to shoot. He doesn't need to have a back to the basket game. He just needs a screen roll. He becomes a dunker. He becomes Draymond 2.0, where he gets to come downhill, hand the ball off. They figure they can't. They're either going to give Curry the shot or let him drive to the basket, one or the other. He's going to get a lot of open lobs. He's going to get a lot of open looks where he wasn't getting them in Milwaukee. He's going to
Yeah.
get them. So
Oh yeah, we'll see what they do.
yeah.
But I'm gonna pose this question: who is the best of the best, or best of the rest right now in the NBA playoffs? So we have the Spurs, and the Timberwolves. They're still playing.
Mm-hmm.
You have the Thunder. You
Mm-hmm.
have the Knicks. You
Mm-hmm.
have the Pistons and the Cavs. Those are your six teams that are left. All in all, across basketball, who do you think is the best team out of the bunch?
Spurs.
That's my thought too. Um, I think
Well,
it's overall the best overall team.
right. I, I think they. I think they play even without Wemby there. Do I think they're a championship team? No, but they do play as a team together. Their style of play, whether they have Wemby or not, their style of play doesn't change, and they still get the same. They still get the same output. It's
Oh,
not. It's not the same, but it's the same. Like they'll get say if they average in 115, they'll still get that 115. Now it may be a little tougher for them to get the 115, but they'll get the 115. Right, with
yeah.
Wemby there, it's a little bit easier. Right, they don't certain things
Excuse
they
me.
don't have to worry about doing. That's the way I look at it for them. That's why I think right now they're just the best team as far as the teams go.
Yeah. And they went 12 and 6, 18 and 6, they said,
Mhm.
without Wemby this year. So they are capable of winning without him. Um, I do agree. I think they're just the overall the team is just very well structured. Um, and apparently Pop met with Wemby like right after they got off the plane to discuss everything that he needs to fix. So you also have arguably the best NBA coach to ever coach sitting there doing everything with him. So I thought I heard somebody. Maybe maybe not. But yeah, so we'll see. NBA playoffs are still fun to watch, even if your team's not in it. Actually, it's even more fun sometimes because you don't really care um, who wins. Like I was watching the Pistons and Cavs game last night for a little bit. I was like, oh, it's on. Cool. I have no bone in the fight, so it's fine by me.
Yeah,
Um,
that and the fact you got to watch it on. Hey, mommy.
oh God, you scared the crap out of me. Um, she threw up immensely. I don't know where the covers are. Hi. My camera trying to track you, by the way. Over here. Oh, over here now. No? Or you're not coming back over. Okay, well, that's fine. I'll slide over, I guess. Or I'll fix my no, I'll fix it. There we go. Then I totally spaced that the NBA lottery was going on. Oh, there we go. Fixed itself. The other night. I all of a sudden I was like, wait,
Yeah, I missed that too.
oh, that happened. Um, hot damn. The Wiz, they on the clock.
Yeah, that's another rigged one. That was rigged.
Oh, 100%. 100%. 110%.
That was rigged.
And I feel bad for Indiana because they could only get, if they got the top three picks, one of the
Yeah,
top three, they got to keep their pick. But because it fell out of the top three,
they had to give it to the Clippers, right?
they had to give it
Yeah.
to the Clippers. They don't have a first round pick for the next 2 years. You just like, oh, oh. Um, but apparently, from the rumors is AJ is going to go number one to the Wizards.
He's not going to be at the Wizards, but let's just pretend that's going to happen.
Yeah, I don't.
I I
I just
think that trade that you do know that trade's going to happen. Let's just be honest. He's
with
going to
who?
Utah.
Oh, hell
Utah's
no,
he's going to Utah.
no.
He's going to Utah.
Utah doesn't have enough capital
It
to.
doesn't matter.
No,
It doesn't
like
matter.
because your
You
best capital for Utah right now is Lauren, and he plays the exact same position as Anthony Davis, who, yes, he's injured all the time, but you also just drafted a bigger guy last year who's playing pretty well at the same position. So you're going to triple down on one position. It just won't work.
Oh no 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 no. I'm saying is they will find a way to get that pick,
I
so
think
he will get traded, so he would
I
go to the Jazz.
I think people are going to hang up on Trader Danny. No one's answering Trader Danny's calls anymore. And to be honest, if there's a team that's going to try to pull that, it would be a team that bleeds green because the kid's from Massachusetts. No one gives a shit about him out in Utah unless you went to BYU. Everyone in Massachusetts and New England would love for this kid to come home, and then in like 2 years to team up with Cooper Flag and run the East. That would be amazing. That is my dream. I think it'll happen. But they'll both sign in free agency because they'll be the contingency plan after Tatum and Brown are gone. Crazy. I know.
Not disputing. I'm just they did they did so much to keep him in Utah in college.
I
I
still don't
don't
know why he went to BYU.
you don't you didn't realize what was so he
He
the
got a
reason he
shitload of
went
money.
no he went to BYU because they were going to number one, it was about money. Number two,
Yeah.
the opportunity to go. So technically, look at it this way. They gave his dad they basically talking about they gave his dad a job. If you want to look at it, they gave his dad a job.
Oh, so they did the Reggie Bush effect.
Yeah. It just,
Ah,
but again, you don't hear those things because it's not. He didn't get the prominent job where his face is shown all over the place. He got the behind the scenes job. Nobody knows he got had the behind the scenes job.
yeah.
Like nobody know that. Yeah, you know what and he went there and the whole family's there, and that's what I'm saying. I don't think they will find a way to make that trade happen because it's already been everything else has already been laid in place. Where he went to high school at, where he's at, where his parent, where their family's at, where he went to college at. I mean, that's you don't put that much capital out to turn around and get him going to Washington.
Yeah, but I don't think the NBA is going to allow that. The NBA is going to say, no, we're not letting that happen. But
Eh,
to be honest, Utah would just, they're a dumpster fire, and they have been for a while.
yeah, but they've been doing that. That's been the reason for that. Like him, AJ coming out is the reason for that, right? They had when because they hadn't they really they took Ace Bailey, but I don't think they really wanted Ace Bailey. They wanted a different player. They took Ace Bailey because Ace Bailey was the best player available at that time.
And Danny just didn't give a shit.
Right.
Um, so this is according to CBS Sports. AJ goes one. Peterson goes
Mhm.
two. Cam Bruiser goes three. Wilson goes four. Keaton Wagler goes five.
Sounds all right
Darius
so far.
Akoff goes to Brooklyn at number six.
That's a stretch, but I
Kingston.
can see that.
They said no. They said he's a projected top 10 pick, which I could agree with because he's a dynamic guard. Um, but they're also you're getting away from that small ball guard type position where you've got to be able to play multiple positions, and he really only plays one. Um, you have Malik Brown, Braden Burries, Nate Ament, Adea Mara. Wow, he went
Yeah,
up.
after your top, I mean, after your top seven, the draft gets diluted a little bit. I mean, there's good players in the draft, but it gets diluted a little bit.
Yeah, the
So
Adea Mara, he's 7'3". He's a giant. Hans Stamback to Chicago. Let's see.
the kid out of Michigan, whoever gets the kid out of Michigan,
The big kid, yeah.
hmm
That the
He
Golden State Warriors are projected to take him.
he will be a monster for years. He can defend, he can play, and he's got size.
Well, I think Chicago could do very well with this draft if they do. If it falls the way it looks like right now, and you get Caleb Wilson, that's a freaking steal at number 4.
Yeah.
Um, and then they have you projected to take Hans Steinbeck from Washington, another power forward, 6'11", pretty big size.
I mean,
That's pretty good.
at this point, I mean, at this point, if you like Chicago, you just take whatever's there, throw it up against the wall, and see what sticks.
I think Chicago's with Billy Donovan being gone and a couple other things. I think they're going to be back to what they were. Not in the 90s yet, but I think they'll be back to a decent team like the early
Yeah.
2000s, like when it was
Hmm.
Derrick Rose level,
Yeah.
which I would love because when Chicago's good at basketball and Boston's good at basketball, New York and Philly and those teams are good at basketball, it's fun to watch. I don't care about watching Oklahoma City Thunder. I don't care about some of these other teams. Like, I just want that. Um, so yeah. All right, let's talk about some West Virginia because it
Yes,
is
sir.
9 o'clock.
Yeah.
Um, the men's basketball team has a top 15 recruiting class coming in for the first time
I've
in I
seen
think
that.
I think
I'm
it's the
excited.
highest
Excited.
they have it is the highest ranking in W's men's basketball history, I believe, or second highest, one or the other. They have one 5-star and two 4-stars, and they have three. Those three guys are all in the top 100. You know, your best player, Amir Johnson, who's going to come in, is going to be your starting point guard, and
Mm,
he is your 5-star, and he's number 18 in the class right now.
good.
Um, you have a guy at number 40 and then a guy at number 90. They also brought in a bunch of good transfer players. So they've put a lot of money into this team, as Kevin has already mentioned. He's like, it's a lot of money. Let's hope they can actually do something with it. Um, and then next year's recruiting class that's going to come in after them in 2027
Mm,
is loaded already. So finally, we might see the return of West Virginia basketball to the promised land. Oh, and now wait, I should have added this in because it's
mhm.
college basketball. 76 damn teams. That's all I'm going to say.
I told y'all jokers this like 5 years ago. Y'all thought I was freaking nuts. Well, not 5 years because we weren't around 5 years ago. But the first couple times I came on, I told you jokers about this. You were like, "No, that's
Should
not going to happen. That's not going to happen."
have
Like,
fucking listened.
yeah,
So stupid.
it's
Now,
money. It's
oh,
money.
I know.
It's all about money.
It's everybody gets to play. Shut the hell up. You sucked. Don't play in the tournament. Now I have to watch 500 team play in the NCAA tournament.
Uh,
Great. This is going to be horrible
well,
basketball.
that and the fact that now what you're really going to see is you're going to see that those like the NIT, all those other tournaments, those other you know
They
other
said the
tournaments.
NIT this year was crap. Nobody watched it. Everyone watched The Crown, the one out in Vegas,
That's but again, you're they're that's why they're doing it, right?
to
Because
try to get
everybody
rid of everything else.
exactly, and this is money. And what they can do now is now here's what's going to happen, right? And this is where everybody's going to go crazy between Monday night after Selection Sunday, between Monday night and Wednesday. Those games that you normally would see on the Crown and all those other ones, those will be the games that everybody will play. But because of money, you know where they're going to see them at? TNT, TBS,
Hmm.
CBS, all those other. They won't go on ESPN or anything like that. They'll go on those channels right there. Money,
Oh yeah,
money,
yep.
money. Because it now between all the sponsors and all the endorsements, money, 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 every single time.
It
And
just
then what?
sucks because it ruins
It's and
this.
here's the part you're gonna even love, right? Here's the best part of it all. Book it that the sports book's gonna love it. The sports books will have loads of fun with it. The
Yeah,
the little darling the little darling 18th seed that does it, that makes it through to the Sweet 16 because they got on the run. You know how much they go. They'll be at 20 to 1 odds, 50 to 1 odds to win.
So stupid.
Somebody putting a $50 bet coming home with like 5 grand, like 5 grand because he put $50 down on Temple, who's craptastic, and they happen to catch on a run.
I just hate that they make the decision without voicing it out to everybody else. It's like what's going on in the real world right now where everyone's doing whatever the hell the fuck they want. They're like, hey, you know what? We're just gonna add, you know, 8 more teams to make this 76 teams. It was a pain in the ass and sucked when we got to 68. 64 was perfect. It was your top 64 teams in the country. You had automatic qualifiers if you won your division or you
Mm-hmm.
won your area.
Mm-hmm.
Great, you're in. Okay, who are the next 30 teams that
Right.
qualify? How do they finish? What do they do? Okay,
Right.
we really got a toss up here between Duke and North Carolina this year. They both had kind of down years, but they an 11 seed? Ah, right? It
Mm-hmm.
was so much more entertaining instead of saying, "Oh, we'll just make them both an 11 seed," and instead of them playing each other to get in, which would be amazing. That'd be kind of cool if they got to that point. They'd be
Right.
like, "Oh, they'll go play Fordham and Duke will go play like Ranford State." The fuck? They're both going to demolish those two teams. What the hell are we doing? You're going to get into that again when you get to 76. And I think it's going to start next year in 2027, I believe, is when it's supposed to start.
Yes, sir.
This isn't, I know it's all about money. And we opened the can of worms when NIL came out and they had no
Structure.
direction, no structure to
Structure.
it.
Yep.
If you had structure, you'd still be at 68 teams.
Mm-hmm.
You'd still be at that level. And by the time we die in like 50 years, Cyrus like 40 years because you're old. Um, um, we will see a tournament that's going to be 100 teams deep because they're going to be like everyone needs to be a part of it, and that's part of this. It's not just the money, but it's the griping of I didn't make the tournament. That's bullshit. I should have been in. Well, no, you didn't have a good season. If you didn't play well, you don't deserve to be in the tournament.
I
It's how it goes. And I'm
you want to hear
sorry, I'm old
you want to
school in that thought process, but like
talk about me being old?
screw anybody that thinks having 76 teams in a tournament is awesome. It's not. It's pathetic.
Well,
And that is going to be a hot take.
let me show, yeah, I know. See, so here's the other part of it, right? With that now, you know what just happened. That now opened the gates for football to now turn around and go, well, we got 12 teams in. How about we push it to 16? No. Let's go 20. So that way every bowl game becomes, oh, well, this bowl game leads to this, then this leads to this. Then now the big game is going to be here. Come on, man. Like, really, like, just because Appalachian State ran the table and they were all weaker teams, oh, they got to be the number 5 seed. No, they don't. They didn't play legitimate players. They didn't play legitimate teams.
That's
Of
why we
course,
saw
of
Miami of
course they're going to win.
Ohio go undefeated until their conference tournament, and they lost that one game,
Mm-hmm.
and they barely made the tournament because they didn't play anybody. But also they had the receipts. They had the receipts and they called out the teams. They were like, hey, we
Mm-hmm.
want to play Ohio State. We want to play Michigan. We want to play
Mm-hmm.
Duke. We want to play. We reached out to these teams. Let's play. Blah, 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 blah. And they didn't. So, okay, let's get back to West Virginia.
Yeah.
Baseball is cruising into the Big 12 tournament. They just swept the number 17 Kansas over the weekend. I believe they play TCU starting tomorrow, I believe. And then they go to Arizona for the Big 12 championship game, or Big 12 tournament. Um, as long as they play well there, they are the number 12 team in the country. So they'll be in the tournament.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be awesome if they host again because we've already proven that people come to baseball games at West Virginia, as I have been saying until football and basketball are better. We are a baseball school. We're also technically a golf school now. I didn't know our golf team was Division One, um, but
I did not know that.
we made the golf tournament, and we're
Hmm.
hosting part of the I think part of the golf tournament at one of our sites. So that's pretty cool.
And, and
Golf clap.
incidentally, when we were at West Virginia, I did not see a golf course, but that's
Oh no,
besides the
no,
point.
it's not, it's nowhere near the university. No,
Yeah.
nowhere near. No, 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 not at all. But hey, football is right around the corner. We got players coming back in a couple of weeks to do off-season workouts. Fall ball starts in July, and then we'll be in, you know, North Carolina in 4 months. Yeah, 4 months time. Yeah,
We just need to do a flight.
yeah. I'm still working on the flight stuff from my end, but I'll have that in
I mean, listen,
probably
we got
next week.
the biggest thing was getting the hotel. We got that down, so we didn't have to worry about it.
Yeah, that's true. Hotel's done. So, and we're going to get fun shirts. I'm trying to find some fun West Virginia shirts for us to.
We really got to wear Hawaiian shirts.
Oh, dude, no, I don't know if it's going to be
Damn it.
Hawaiian. It might be something different. I don't know. We're going to have some fun, bro. Like, this isn't just a, hey, let's just go down and just chill in West Virginia. No, no, no. We want to have some fun. Because we're not going to be,
I'm down for having fun,
we're
but
just not going to,
have you seen me in colorful shirts? I look like well, no.
perfect. You look like a fool. Great. So do I.
Oh, shut up.
But, I just make it work because I'm a corny little white kid. When I'm not little, I'm 6'4" and
I was getting ready to say
235 pounds.
you're taller than I am.
Yeah.
You got 2 inches on me.
Yeah, well, I'm a big kid. Um, how's the High Rocks training? I know you just tagged us in your run, which you literally just ran like a beast mode on that one. I
I'll
wish I
be I,
could.
I'll be honest with you, my legs are like,
Jello.
no, I'm just I'm worn out right now because I'm trying to ramp up my days. I went from 3 days a week of I was 3 days a week of training. Um, Running one day, gym one day, and then some sort of activity, whether it be basketball, going back to the gym, running or something, or whatever it is, that next day. And I wanted to start ramping it up. So this last week or so, it's been 4 days of activities. It's been basketball on one day, or an athletic sport,
Mm-hmm.
running twice, and a gym day. My gym
Nice.
day, my Sunday is always, other than Mother's Day that just happened, but my Sunday is my fixed day to go to the gym. Every
Nice.
other day is kind of mixed in there someplace.
Nice.
So it's it's working. It's just I and this is the first time in years I've actually actively been trying to work out or train on multiple days.
That's
So,
good. Yeah, my training has gone where I haven't started running much yet. Mainly just because I feel like I have no time to do it.
well,
With the
you
newborn.
have a reason for that. It's a
But that'll change. And I was reading it. You're running a 3/4 or 2/3 of a mile.
mm,
Can do that in 6 minutes easily.
well,
Um, without having to try, like without training. Like that's like usual. My mile is
yeah.
about 9 minutes. So at my peak, it was just under 8. So I'm feeling
But
pretty.
I was reading up though. Depending on the order of which we do our events, like say for instance, we get we get a back to back. It's probably easier if you just kind of jog it. You don't really run it,
Yeah,
right?
there's no reason to sprint it or to run hard
Right.
with it. Um,
But
you know,
in like it's in Kev's case, right? Like Kev, I don't think it will. I think Kev is going to have one at the very beginning, somewhere around the very beginning, something at the very end,
yeah,
right? You could,
Kevin's at the beginning and at the end. Then it's me, then you, then Andrew,
then me again,
then you, then Andrew, then me, then Kevin, I believe is the
right?
order.
So the guys that are furthest apart, right, from the first time you do it to the second time, those are the ones that really should sprint. the ones that are close enough in should run with pace. Only
Yeah.
because you still have to go back to that secondary event. So
Hmm.
you wanna not be like
That's why we're making
cramping up.
the
Yeah.
young kid run to have the two events like right near each other because he's
Yeah.
young. He
Right.
can do that.
Right.
Us old folks can't.
Right.
Though people are doing it at like 75 years old and
I know. I
kicking
just I
ass.
seen it, dude. That was really cool.
Um, so yeah, there's that. But yeah, so High Rocks training is getting there.
Yep.
Shirts are here. I just have to
Yep.
work with my sister-in-law. I already talked with her. We need to come up with a final design so we can get that done.
Yep.
The sooner the better. We also need to do our tattoo design.
I thought we were keeping
Every
that a secret. No.
No, we're gonna
No.
talk about the tattoo
No.
design.
No.
We aren't gonna show anybody. We have no pictures. I have no drawings yet.
That's true.
Um,
Oh, I forgot to do
but
mine.
there's four of us. We all
Uh-huh.
have an idea of what this tattoo we would like to look like.
Hmm.
Now, at the end of the day, we are going to design one, and we're going to let the girls, and we mean
Yes.
girls as in Kevin's girls,
Hmm.
make the final decision on which one they like the most. And that one will be the one that we will use as the basis of our tattoo. Now, we're most likely not going to get tattooed the night after we're done because our event at High Rocks is a Friday night at 7 o'clock at night, I
Yes.
believe.
Yep.
So we're the last, it might be Saturday. I don't remember if it's Friday or Saturday. I have to look. But we are one of the last events. So our whole day is meant to just relax, take it easy, do very minimal work or anything,
Mm.
and enjoy it. Um, so that we can come in and bust ass.
Right.
Then maybe over the weekend, have a couple copious amounts of drinks, go to the tattoo parlor and be like, yo, let's do this. Yeah.
Probably that Saturday. I was thinking probably that Saturday.
Yeah. Well,
Probably that
and
Saturday.
you and Kevin have a place to stay. You can stay with Ashley and I here.
Yeah.
Just be wary that I have two dogs that are psychopaths that are stupid. Um, you can sleep downstairs, or so at that point, Mac could be sleeping in her bed. So you could sleep downstairs on the couch or on the day bed in the sunroom, and well, yeah, we'll figure it out. But um, yeah, I don't really have a country roads rant tonight because it's just one of those days where my brain's not really working um, because of
Neither do
work.
I. I mean, honestly,
So
the thing we talked about, the things we talked about, and things that have been going on in the school.
I've
It's
been
been
I ranted. I ranted about, you know,
yeah,
W players not getting the reps in the WNBA. There's my rant because
yeah.
screw you, WNBA, even though I love that you're back. Even though I love that you're back, screw you for screwing our girl over. Kevin and I were going to get a jersey. We both decided no because Jordan's no longer there. So why would we bother?
But
No,
when she goes to the next place, she can get the jersey.
well, she has to be there long enough.
Yeah.
Um, so, well, hey, since Kevin's not here, I'll try the outro.
Yeah, let's not butcher this one.
Oh, 100% butchering it.
Oh yeah, let's go do that.
One, two, three, let the butchering commence. Hey, y'all, thanks for joining us tonight. I can't remember what Kevin says because it's been so long. But you can follow the Manly Musings podcast at the Manly Musings pod on Instagram. You can follow me at Merritt_P. You can follow Cyrus at, I don't remember what Cyrus's handles are because he has
Cyrus
two of
Johnson,
them.
Cyrus K. Johnson, Cyrus K. Johnson Jr.
He can't even
and
talk.
Coach Johnson 15. Yeah, those are
Yeah,
the two.
see, at Instagram, you can follow Kevin at KQueva 624, I think is what his is.
Yeah, K.
Um, as well as Andrew, but Andrew doesn't ever let us tell his. So we will be back in a couple of weeks, most likely. I am working on a couple of things behind the scenes for some guests to join us in the near future. So I just need to follow up on that. But
Oh, and
guys,
congratulations to our producer who is
yes,
who's graduating college
finally.
next Monday.
Yeah, he'll be there on Monday, graduating. I hopefully will be there to watch him cross the stage and then throw a beer at him, as I've told I cannot do that while he's crossing the stage from his mother. So Andrew, congratulations. I know we give you a ration of shit all the time, but it's all for love, and we give a shit about you, buddy. So congratulations, everybody else. Enjoy the rest of your day. Spike your hair. Peace.